I'm Molly,
And I'm Richie.
and this is Cold and Unseen Podcast. First, first we're talking about Dudleytown, which
Crazy.
this place blows my mind, and I swear I have been like, I'm not gonna lie, me and my sister have had multiple conversations about two different things. Um, do we think we would absolutely get caught trying to go? And two, would it be worth the arrest?
Well, so before we did this, you told me that you were thinking about that. And one
Mm-hmm.
thing that I did look into as a point for this was the amount of people that actually do get arrested and charged with
I
trespassing.
know.
And it's actually really high. They enforce it. They
Yeah.
don't even give breaks or
That
warnings.
place is
It's insane,
crawling with security.
yeah, very
Crawling with security.
suspicious.
Which is why I go into like why? Because so you know why the place is like is considered cursed, right? You know all about that.
Yes, the
Okay.
Lord.
So for anybody who doesn't know, basically like generations back, the overall lore of this place is the fact that the main owner, who the founder of the town, um, used to, he was a, um, what is the word I'm looking for? He worked with King Henry, and he was beheaded, by the king. And we'll get into all of that, but he was beheaded by the king and basically also cursed. Um, him and his whole line of family was cursed. So his curse kind of followed him to his town, Dudleytown, and now anybody who lived there, his whole family line was cursed and went mad, and basically just shit happened in this town. Shit happened. Nothing good happened. The grounds were cursed. The forest around the place was cursed. And now no one is allowed to even step foot in the town because of how bad this curse supposedly was. That, like, if you even enter into the town, it could be you could go crazy, or you could have possession, or which also brings me to the fact that there is crawling security. How have none of them
Yeah,
lost their minds?
exactly. Very suspicious.
There's
I
so much security there.
There's so much, and like I want to start with that the corporation that owns the land,
Mm,
the Dark Entry Forest Corporation.
like the
it
number
be
I have to go with this episode.
Oh, I love that.
It's a
I love
little
that.
ghost reading.
It's cute. That corporation is super shady. First of all, it's not like it's Happy Times Incorporated. Dark Entry Forest, it's super menacing, like of a name. It's so shady. And I'm sorry, but so I don't know if you knew like this part. So like when they decided that this was gonna be like a wildlife preserve and make it so strict that people couldn't go in there. Um,
I know
they
it was a
also
wildlife
planted
preserve now.
thousands of like red pine seeds to make
I
trees
didn't know
grow.
that part.
In the 20s, they did this. Yes.
I did not know that part. I've
Super shady.
what?
Yes, super, super shady. Look it up. I swear it's crazy. I did a deep dive last night and today, and I was like, I found that so shady.
Yeah, no, no, everything's shady about this place. And the thing is like when I was looking into it more, because I was just trying to figure out like why, why nobody could enter into the place. Because if there's so many places that are cursed, that are known to be haunted, that are known to have like demonic possession that are no, like look at the Conjuring house. People pay money to
Okay.
stay in that house. So
Lizzie
like
Borden house.
Lizzie Borden house. I've
Yeah.
been there. Um and there's so many places like that. And then there's this whole town that is just abandoned. And when I was thinking about it more, it was like I kind of got a little bit irritated as like as like why can't you why can you tell me that I can't be possessed? Like why can't like
Yeah,
let
like
me
who
make
are
the
you?
decision for myself.
You literally, it kind of feels like it should be your choice.
It should be a choice. Let me choose if I want to have a demon encounter, please. But I don't know. I feel like there has to be something more. Like there has to be something hiding, being hidden there.
Oh
Because
yeah.
why else? Why else?
I'm thinking like some kind of like Area 51 situation, just not aliens.
Oh,
But like, I mean, it
I
just
think
doesn't make sense
something's
to me
being
because again,
preserved.
how strict they are, there have been zero, like I repeat, zero times where they just let people off with a warning. They prosecute for trespassing because they want people to know that they're so
Yeah.
for real and they do not want you there. So
Yeah, I
I
heard a
don't know. To
rumor
me,
that like
why go through all that?
I heard a rumor that the newest owner, like the now like the Dudley owner, I heard a rumor that for the right amount of money, he would let you like go on a guided tour and I was like there's no way. Um
For the right kind of money, I wonder what that
yeah.
would be.
I was like I don't know who's trying to scam people, but I doubt that that's true. Um which I mean the security could probably be making a lot of money if they were doing that.
I mean, how it that and that's a question I have. Who is paying security? How are they
That's
making money off of this property? There's something here.
something I feel like something has to be being preserved in some way, like mummy type of preserved. Like I don't
It
know
wouldn't
why.
surprise me. We're like locked in a an old like bomb shelter or something, like some kind of creature. I don't know. And there's so much. I have notes. I made notes because I was like, there's a lot of stuff.
Did you know
Uh,
also? Did you see like I felt so bad for Edmund who the original curse is based from
yeah.
because the original curse is based from Edmund Dudley who was beheaded by the king, and he was beheaded for treason. He wasn't treasonous. He was completely innocent. It was just because the king didn't want to be outed for his bad decisions with money, and he was basically the accountant.
The so okay, there was in the 1900s, right?
Hmm.
Um, the so yeah, Edmund Dudley. I do have that here. It was in the 1500s that that occurred. So 400 years
Hmm.
later, there's the Dr. William Cogswell Clark bought
Okay.
like the hundreds of acres in the 20s, and then he was the one who threw together all of like the 40. There was 41, I think it was 40 something, um, like benefactors that came together to create this Dark Entry Forest Incorporated. And that's there. So they're the benefactors that pay, like obviously for security and keep
Uh-huh.
it like wildlife preserved. Um, the thing is with this, so in the 20 in 1929, that's when they did the like mass with the seeds to grow trees. It was like very shady thing, like
Hmm.
thousands of trees they had planted or like seeds for trees.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and then his wife, shortly after that, or shortly before that, sorry, um, killed herself. She unalived herself after being in that forest.
Well, yeah,
So
the forest is also supposed to be cursed.
yeah. So something she saw drove her crazy. She did go mad. Like she actually was like
No,
mad and people saw her
I
mad
mean,
and then she
I believe that the place is cursed, and I believe that like people have gone crazy, and there have been plenty of things where like people have gone crazy, people have seen things, people have died, people have there's been a lot of shit that's happened because of that town. I mean, sure, I don't want to experience any of that, but I want to see it still.
yeah. And they sue people. I don't know if you know this, but they like sue people over trying to like make things about Dudleytown, like the mention of Dudleytown. If you check, there's not a lot. I haven't seen a lot of things
So
unless
we
it's
could
on
get
like
sued.
yeah, like so on like YouTube and stuff like that, like there's stuff, but like
Like
actual
documentaries.
yeah, like they I guess they've gotten pushback like legally, like cease and desist a lot
What
of
is being so hidden?
that's what I'm saying. I mean, maybe it is aliens. Wouldn't that be funny? But like, I feel like, what if it's like, I
There's no
mean,
way it's just there's no I mean there's no way it's aliens. I mean, yeah, Area 51 is like held down,
yeah,
but
that's
like everybody knows at
what,
that point.
yeah, everybody
Yeah,
kind of
everybody knows.
figures what's there.
Everybody knows at this point.
I mean,
That's
there
like
has to be something. Maybe there's some kind of gateway because I feel like if it was a creature of some sort or like even a demon, wouldn't there be a way for it
a
to eventually
gateway.
escape? But what if it was like like, not to go Stranger Things on you, but like an entrance to like
The
the
upside
freaking
down is
upside down for all we know. But like I feel like
the upside
it's
down is in
giving
Dudleytown.
the more I've read this, the more it's giving like when they basically make base around where the opening to the upside down was like what if there's another side, what if there is the sideways and
Sideways?
there's a gate there to the sideways. um I
The
mean
upside down, the right side up, the sideways.
well, it could be like a gate to hell for all we know, like there's
Well,
so
when
many
you said
rumors and
gateway, that
lore.
was the first thing I thought of was
Yeah, or like what if that's the literal gateway to hell, the door to hell, like because Lucifer is allegedly cast into hell, right? And like
hmm
basically that's his jail. I don't know what's happening with my camera.
it's trying to
So what
focus
if
on you.
that's the door? A jail's got to have a lock. What if that's the lock? And people discover this when people get too close, they go crazy. Their brains can't conceive what they're seeing.
Oh my God. Oh, that's a theory.
Yeah, it's a crazy one. I mean, why
Sorry.
Connecticut? Who like
I mean, I know
But
that we're just like spitting out a lot of theories because obviously we don't know. And I don't know if we'll ever, unfortunately, know with Dudleytown. But that's that's a theory.
well, I
That's an
mean, think about
interesting
it. So
one.
like
Because
before civilization really like again in these times when all this happened like I know it's for us it's just a town in Connecticut, like that's weird, why would that be? But I mean it was just a point in the earth at some point, so like what if that just happened to be the point that he was cast down through? And I mean
mhm.
there's got to be more to it. That's
No,
like
because in my head, like this whole time for me, I was just thinking like because Edmund Dudley held the curse, like he was cursed, and because he held it, uh, the whole town was cursed, and his entire family line was cursed. I, my theory was that for some reason, I wasn't sure why, but for some reason, they were preserving him in some way. Like he died, and he was being held somewhere, being preserved, like mummified.
I wonder to keep the curse contained or something.
Yeah, pretty much. That's kind of like he had to be contained to keep the curse within only Dudleytown. That was kind of my
Yeah, aka Village of
working
the Damned,
theory.
by the way, another like crazy name. I'm like when I was doing my research in this, but I also looked to see like people who claim to have been there, and things that they said, and a lot of what I picked out were the things that were common among
Mhm.
all of the encounters, like the things that they had, like that all their stories seemed to align with. And the some of the one of the most ominous ones to me was the sudden drop in sound. Like they basically said like it was like putting headphones on over and just suddenly like there's just one point in the where you step and it's almost like you're stepping into muffled, like the sound, everything's quieter. And I that was something that multiple accounts said. And I was like, that's crazy. And I can like feel like how ominous that is. Like, so are you stepping through something? Like, what's happening there? Why this sudden drop in sound once you go towards a certain point? Um, Feeling of being followed. I mean, paranoia,
That
but
makes sense.
dark figures moving between trees, strange lights, equipment failure, overwhelming dread, which, you know, you're in the forest. I would assume that that would be a thing.
Yeah.
People becoming confused or emotional, which
Yeah.
that part makes me feel like, you know, that sounds a little demonic almost.
I was about to
Uh,
say that sounds really demonic. That's normally what happens with demonic
yeah, like confused and
presence.
emotions, like you're being like that seems a little demonic to me, less creaturey to me. And the
Hmm.
feeling that the forest does not want you there. Now, like I can only imagine what that feeling is like. I don't know if you've ever seen Paranormal Activity, one of my favorite
Yeah.
movies. Um,
Yeah.
Enough dogs, sorry.
Is it
um,
weird to have like a favorite within the middle of those?
yeah,
Not like the first or the last, but like the middle.
I just love that whole series. The Marked ones was actually a pretty good and underrated one, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
In the at the end of the first movie, when the priest walks in the house and he's like, "Oh no, I can't be here. This thing does not want me here." That's the
Yep.
vibe that I'm getting when people are saying like the feeling that the forest does not want you there. Like, so is this
Hmm.
forest and the itself the entity? Like, what is going on, or is the being there just that powerful?
No, I've felt that feeling before in certain places I've gone. I've definitely felt that. Like there's like just to keep it short, there was a hotel that I went to, the Shanley, and there's a place in the basement that they'll take you to on the tour, and there's a little chunk of like hallway, if you could even call it that. There's like a little chunk that it looks like if you were down in the basement, that's where you pretty much they probably could have like kept chop wood. It was a little cutout section, but they keep a chair at the very end, and that's where they would like have you do the Estes method. They
Oh my
would have
god.
you sit down in this dark corner down at the end of this little hall, and you would have the headphones on, and you would just be saying whatever you heard. And it was so creepy. And the owner was there, and she had us go back there, and it was me, my sister, and my brother-in-law, and we all went. We were the only three of the group who went, and there was a bunch of us on the tour, and we all had the same feeling of like if you sat in the chair, we all had like this feeling of we should lean forward, because if we leaned back, it just felt like this heavy presence right behind us that just did not want you there.
Oh,
So
that
we
just made me
all
like,
just like we felt like something was right there, so we all leaned forward, and we didn't talk about it until after, when we were all alone, and like we all got back to our rooms, and I was like I felt like something was right behind me, just like pushing over me, and they were like
oh,
they had the same thing.
hell no. Hell no.
But the funny
No.
thing was after we were done in that room, and we can get back to the rest of it, but after we were done in this room, the owner looked at us, because some people were nervous, some people didn't go back there because they just weren't comfortable. It was like this dark corner that you're going into, and it's just a fold out chair, basically. And she was like, "You want to know how many times I've been back there? You want to?" And I thought she's like trying to make these people feel better, to be like, "I've done it a million times. You'll be fine." And we were like, and we were guessing numbers. And she goes, zero. And we were like, we just went back there. And you're telling us you have never done that before. And she lived in that house.
Oh, that's spooky. And that gave me like chills, like the feeling of like something being on you. That gives me the heebie-jeebies. I don't know that I've ever um had otherworldly experiences like that.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I've felt things or known things. I've had other experiences, but when it comes to, for whatever reason, like the like spirits or things like that, I don't know if I'm protected from it or if I'm just accidentally protecting myself. I don't know, but I've even tried to practice mediumship be for personal reasons, and it just couldn't. I don't know why. That's just not my gift. That's not my talent. So I've never had the full on experience. Of like that, but
You
I
never
mean,
had a flashlight turn on for you?
no, not yet. I mean, there's been times I will
Sorry.
say like I need a sign kind of situation where you're like,
Mm.
just give me a sign and then something spooky or weird happens. But I mean, other than that, there hasn't really been a time where I went somewhere and could feel something, but I know I've been with people and they're like, oh my God, can't you feel that? And I'm just like, no, no, I can't. And I'm like, I wish I could because I not that I want that feeling, but you
No, I
know
get that. I get it. I mean, I've had a lot of experiences like that. Um, and I think what it really was like, I mean, I think you're the same in the sense of I've heard you describe what you feel with like being an empath and like
yes.
really feeling off of other people. And I think like we're similar with that because I mean I can be drained from just like feeling from other people.
It's exhausting. It is exhausting.
But um I think I think after the first time um I
My dog
I
keeps
don't know
climbing
really.
up me, and I'm just like this.
I don't really know how it happened or how it was working. I just something happened and I just tried to open myself up to it more and I was
It's just lay down, Mr. Doggy.
just trying to come up. Um
Just trying to keep it.
just the slow motion.
Okay.
But
Okay.
no, I think the Shanley was like the first big experience. Because that place was insane. It was insane.
It sounds like, yeah, I don't know that I could do that.
There was a lot that happened. Um and that uh I think it becomes bigger when I'm with my sister because we're both the same way. We're both very similar in those ways. Um, I mean, I've like that's why I think we have an attachment.
Probably.
And we weren't happy about it when we learned that.
Well, I mean, think if you're accessing, or tuning with spirits and you guys have a spiritual connection, then it would stand to reason that it would, you know what I mean, be stronger with both of you present. And yeah,
Right, right. Like, and I, which is why every year we try to go somewhere different, and which is why we've also tried to go to Dudleytown. Uh, and this year I was trying to like see if there was ways around it. And you can get close. You can get close. You can't go in. But apparently some people have even felt or gotten like some sort of energy or activity just outside like the edge of the forest. Maybe we can take a drive out there and maybe, you know what, that's going to be a goal. That's gonna be the new goal. Is I'm gonna try to see if we can move around and see how close we can kind of get, and then I can hopefully report back on some of that.
I love that. Yes.
Hopefully we can learn more about Dudleytown or figure out if there's a way to get in.
Yes, there's so I have more notes. I have lots more notes actually. Hold on, let me pull this.
Oh, on Dudleytown?
Yes, I was like going in last night. Um, so okay, so people are saying all of this stuff is because of the curse. There are people are saying
Okay.
that the forest is just haunted.
Yep.
Um, there are some people that tried years ago, I don't know if you knew this, that tried to like break up the lineage of like the Dudley thing so they could debunk the curse rumors. I don't know if you knew
I
that.
didn't
So
know
they
about
tried
that.
to say that there was no connection between the Dudley family of Dudleytown and the Dudleys where they were overseas, that there was allegedly no connection there. And that's been debunked over and over again. But the fact that they even tried makes me feel super suspicious on top of it. Why would you even try to do that?
Well, I mean, if your family had a curse put over your head and it was a famous curse, I feel like I would probably try to debunk it.
Just change your name. Just hopefully you could get away from it.
I mean, that's true. That's true. You could also do that. Move and change your name.
There are people saying that the land was wrong before anybody even got there.
I've heard that. I've seen that. Yeah. I have seen that where it was like it was supposedly that the ground was already cursed and it was just bad grounds. I love though when I look it up and it says there's no scientific evidence that the ground is bad or that the family is cursed. I'm like, there's not gonna be any scientific evidence of a curse.
Yeah, why would there be? Yeah, it's there's a lot. There's like so many things that have been reported over the years. Um,
People are
the
curious.
just the fact is that okay, so this was a whole entire like settlement at one point. This was
Hmm.
a whole ass village, and you're
Hmm.
telling me that they just
Up and
took
left.
over this village, got rid of everybody, and said you can't come back here no more. Like what? It's not. It doesn't add up. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
No, it doesn't. None of it does. None
And
of it
it's giving
does.
like Men in Black type situation,
Ooh,
but like
stop
just
with these.
not.
Stop.
Yeah, but
You
not with
need
the
to stop with
aliens.
these because
Like
every time you say something, I'm like, oh, that's another one.
I know, like, but it's giving like Men in Black, but like demonic version, like that keep aliens hidden. Maybe it's like I
It's
don't
not
know. I
aliens. It's not aliens. I don't think it's aliens.
Yeah, no, demonic for sure.
It's demo. Yeah, because aliens, I don't think they care enough, honestly.
Yeah, no, I not to go through all this. Like, I feel like this is kind of like if there was an alien situation, I feel like it would have been moved to Area 51. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
Like,
Oh
if
yeah.
possible, at
That would
least.
have happened a long time ago.
I'm just
Yeah.
wondering, like, what's the big secret? You know what I mean? And I
But
tried to
they
look up
want
like
everyone to just kind
aerial
of ignore it
footage.
and forget.
Like, I don't know if you did you look up like because I was like curious, like, why aren't people flying drones over this place? Like to search,
They
why
shut
is there
down.
no video evidence of any of this
They
stuff?
might, they might, they might
And
try and they just get shot down.
so literally most people were saying that's where the like equipment failure thing comes in, where their drones just died out and dropped and they couldn't get them back.
So there's just scattered drones all over Dudleytown too,
Lord knows, probably.
and then they can't get in, so they can't get them back. That sucks.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so I just where's all the footage? Like, you know what I mean?
Also,
Like, even Roanoke, like that's one of the craziest things ever, which totally future possibility. But even that, like, nobody's like
you
not
know what we
allowed
need?
there.
You know what we need? We need an interview with a retired security guard.
I wonder if anybody's gotten an interview with one before. I It just seems so shady. Like, can we even get information on these security guards? Are they like registered?
I
Like,
don't
it
think they're
just
bound for life. Everyone's got an NDA expiration date.
that's true. I'm curious to know. And even still, if they even had an NDA again, like you're just adding to like you're
I'm sure they
healing it.
did. I'm sure they did.
It just it's just adding to the suspicions. And it's like, is it this like a just what do you stand to gain? Again, like a corporation just decides to buy a bunch of land that just
I just
sits
had a
there
very
empty
dark thought though.
and they pay security on top of it. Like that's just like me going out and I'm
I
like,
wonder their turnover rate.
probably high. I imagine
Well, and what it's due to is what I'm thinking. I had a very dark thought.
they just go missing
Maybe that's why we never had an interview either.
or go crazy pants. So Roanoke, okay? Even that's open to like where like people can go
Oh
like
yeah.
to Roanoke. So
Well,
what is it about Dudleytown
everything is open. Everything is open.
except for this one place?
Hmm.
And it doesn't make any sense to me. And they must have cameras and stuff. Like how are they so strict that nobody has managed to get close? Like I feel like we're gonna have to do something like create a diversion so that security all goes to one sector and then make a break for it and see how far we can get. It's my
See,
master plan.
this is what I was talking about is we have tried to figure out if like how high the probability is of getting caught, like what we could do to dodge, and if we couldn't dodge, would it be worth it? Because what would be the actual outcome of like the arrest? Like if they actually arrest you and it's not like a warning or like you're not like arrested and just like spit out at the gates kind of thing, is it actually worth it? Or like do you actually do jail time? Because that'd be
I
an interesting thing
wonder.
to do jail time for.
I think
But I
it
mean, I
sounds
guess
like
it's
a silly thing we
trespassing, but
could,
like,
yeah. Trespassing's a misdemeanor though, but I mean,
mm,
they once you're violate a trespassing order and then you do it again, I believe that the consequence is much higher. So it's like they once you're
oh,
trespassed, like officially, like you
so
violated a
one time
trespass, you
is like
can't
a
do it
slap
again.
on the wrist.
I imagine so. So I'm like, all we need is a car filled with gasoline and like
A
like a
rock?
like something sticking out of the gas tank, and we'll light it on fire and just push it and then run in the opposite direction. And then when it blows up, security will go investigate the explosion and then we can make a break for it like ninjas through the woods.
Like ninjas through the woods.
Like I imagine so like they started this shit back in the 20s, but who knows how advanced anything is that they're using to protect now. So like they
There's
could
no way
have like
anything's
for
like
all you
super
know
clear.
like technology dampeners, which would make sense. Like things that block out signals like cell phone blockers and things like that. That's real technology. What if that place is loaded with them? And that's what kills out the drones and stuff because they block the connection. It sends out some kind of way. I don't know exactly the science behind it, but it basically kills any kind of like wave in the air. So cell phone service, Wi-Fi, anything that relies on a signal, it stops
Oh,
it completely. Like so it's like it's a
I don't think,
real thing that cops use when they're like doing raids and stuff, so that the people inside can't call out or anything like that. They'll put on like, and it kills even
honestly,
walkie-talkie radio signals.
I don't think they're trying to get that like advanced in there.
Depends what's there.
Jesus, way to sound,
And a
way
corporation owns this place. I just can't
that's
imagine spending
true.
like what could possibly be in this place that you are investing in security and all of these things. It doesn't make you any money back. I'm just confused as to how this is a sound investment that
Yeah, I want
41
to know.
people invested into to create this Dark Entry Forest Incorporated.
I want to know if anyone else has heard anything that we haven't talked about today. Like if anybody has any comment to leave, if they've heard anything we haven't talked about today, if they have any other theories, if they know anybody who's also tried to get into Dudleytown,
Yeah, what we want to know. What's
we
your
want to know
Dudleytown experience?
anything.
Did you get arrested? Did your friend get arrested? You don't have to, if it's, you don't want to say it's you, that's fine. Just say it's your friend. We want to know the details. I want to know what the consequence really is and how close people have gone. And when you were close enough to get in trouble, what did you feel?
Ooh,
Like, did
yeah,
anything weird happen?
that's a good question. That's a good question. And I think that kind of wraps up this episode. But there will be another one next week.
Yes.
And we don't, yeah. So that will be coming next week. But like and subscribe.
Yes, please do. We'll be back for more.